Welcome to Suspense and Thriller World. Today's story's hella interesting. Hope y'all dig it. Let's roll up to the story. It was 1:43 a.m. The highway was empty. No cars, no lights. Just miles of dark road stretching through the mountains outside Cedar Ridge, Montana. Inside a dusty black sedan, Mason Cole rubbed his tired eyes. Man, I should have stopped hours ago. He had been driving for almost 6 hours straight. His phone battery had died. The gas station he passed 30 minutes ago was already closed. And worst of all, he was starving. His stomach growled loudly. Yeah, I hear you. Mason leaned forward, squinting through the windshield. And that's when he saw it. A neon sign flickering in the distance. At first it looked like a mirage, but as he got closer, the sign became clearer. Diner, open 24 hours. Mason frowned. Wait, what? He slowed down the car. I've driven this road before. That diner wasn't here. But at this point, food was food. So he turned into the small gravel parking lot. The diner looked old, not just old, like 1950s old. The neon lights buzzed softly. The windows were foggy. A single street lamp flickered above the entrance. The place looked like it had been stuck in time. Mason stepped out of the car. Cold wind rushed past him. For some reason, the air felt heavier here. He pushed open the door. A small bell rang above him. Inside the diner, everything was quiet. Too quiet. The place was almost empty. There were only 3 people inside. A waitress standing behind the counter, an old man sitting alone in the corner booth, and a chef working behind the kitchen window. The waitress slowly turned toward Mason. Her smile appeared, but something about it felt strange. "Welcome," she said softly. Mason sat at the counter. "Hey, yeah, can I get a burger or something?" The waitress shook her head. "We don't serve burgers." Mason blinked. "What?" The waitress placed a black menu in front of him. "Take a look." Mason opened the menu, but the moment he did, his eyebrows raised. There was no food listed. Instead, the menu had strange items written in white letters. Revenge, $5. Fame, $10. Love, $7. Second chance, $1,500. Mason stared at it for a second. Then he laughed. "Yo, this some kind of prank?" The chef behind the counter looked up slowly. His face was calm. "No prank." Mason chuckled again. "All right then. What's revenge supposed to be?" Before anyone could answer, a voice spoke from the corner booth. "You don't want to order that." Mason turned his head. The old man was staring directly at him. His eyes looked exhausted, like someone who hadn't slept in years. Mason shrugged. "Relax, man. I'm just messing around." But the waitress leaned closer. "What do you want most?" Mason tilted his head. "What do you mean?" "What do you want?" "More than anything." Mason sighed. "Honestly?" "Yeah." He looked down at the menu, then quietly said, "My ex cheated on me with my best friend." The chef nodded slowly. "So, revenge." Mason smirked. "Sure, why not?" The chef grabbed a small notepad. He wrote something down, then said, "Order confirmed." Mason blinked. "Wait, that's it?" The chef said nothing. Instead, he placed a small red plate in front of Mason. On the plate was a single cookie. Mason stared at it. "That's revenge." The waitress nodded. "Eat it." Mason frowned. "Look, I'm not paying $5 for a cookie." The old man suddenly leaned forward. His voice was quiet. "Don't eat it." Mason rolled his eyes. "Bro, it's a cookie." He picked it up. "Worst case scenario, it's stale." And before anyone could stop him, Mason took a bite. The cookie tasted normal, but the moment he swallowed, something felt wrong. The lights flickered. The neon sign outside buzzed loudly. And suddenly, Mason's phone turned on. Even though the battery had died earlier, a notification popped up. "News alert." Mason frowned. "What the?" He opened it. Then his stomach dropped. The headline read, "2 people found dead in apartment fire." Mason's heart started pounding. He scrolled down. The names appeared on the screen. Olivia Hart, Daniel Ross. Mason froze. Those were the names of his ex-girlfriend and his best friend. He stood up suddenly. "What the hell?" The chef calmly wiped his hands with a towel. "You ordered revenge." Mason slammed the phone on the counter. "You killed them?" The chef tilted his head slightly. "No." "You did?" Mason's face turned pale. "What?" The chef pointed toward the plate. "The cookie doesn't grant wishes." He paused. "It unlocks them." Mason backed away. "That's insane." The old man slowly stood up from the booth. His hands were shaking. "Kid, I ordered something too." Mason looked at him. "What did you order?" The old man swallowed. "Second chance." Mason frowned. "What's wrong with that?" The old man laughed bitterly. "Everything." He pointed around the diner. "I've been stuck here for 20 years. Mason's eyes widened. "What?" "Every night. The same thing happens." The old man looked at the clock. 1:43 a.m. He whispered, "And then it resets." Mason slowly turned toward the chef. "You're lying." The chef smiled faintly. "You'll see." Suddenly, police sirens echoed in the distance. Mason's phone buzzed again. Another notification. He opened it. His hands started shaking. The headline read, "Police searching for arson suspect Mason Cole." Mason's blood ran cold. What the hell? The waitress leaned closer. "You wanted revenge." Mason shook his head. "I didn't start any fire." The chef calmly replied, "Not yet." Mason felt panic rising in his chest. "You're messing with me." The chef pointed toward the door. "Go ahead. Leave." Mason ran outside. Cold air hit his face. The parking lot was empty, but down the highway, red and blue lights flashed in the distance. Police cars. "Heading this way. Fast." Mason turned back toward the diner. But when he looked again, the neon sign flickered. The letters slowly changed. Diener became dealer. Mason's heart nearly stopped. The chef stepped outside. "You made a deal." Mason whispered, "I never agreed to anything." The chef smiled. "You took the first bite." The sirens grew louder. Mason panicked. "Undo it." The chef shook his head. "Every order is final." Mason looked down at the menu still in his hand. Something had changed. A new item appeared. "Erase regret. $20. Mason looked up. "How much?" The chef pointed at the bottom of the page. Where the price should be, there was only one word: soul. Mason's legs felt weak. "You're not serious." The chef smiled wider. "Dead serious." The police sirens were now seconds away. Mason had two choices: prison or the deal. The chef slid a pen toward him. "Sign." Mason stared at the contract. His hands trembled. Then slowly, he signed. The chef nodded. "Good choice." Suddenly, everything went dark. Complete silence. Then, Mason gasped awake. He was back in his car, on the highway. His phone buzzed. Time, 1:43 a.m. Mason's heart pounded. He looked ahead, and there it was. The neon sign. Diner, open 24 hours. Mason whispered in fear. "No." Inside the diner, the chef stood behind the counter, watching, smiling, because Mason had just become the new owner, and soon, another hungry traveler would arrive, looking for a midnight meal. And that's the creepy story of the Midnight Menu, a place where your deepest desires come true, but the price is always higher than you expect. If you enjoyed this story, hit like and subscribe, because the next story might be even darker.